All right, Amber, so your first time at Agribition, but this world isn't new to you, obviously, professionally, but also for your personal life as well. How did you get interested in horses and farming in this whole world?
I think my love of animals began at a very young age. I was always drawn to any animal, really, but I went to a fair with my parents when I was about 3.5, 4 years old, and they were not able to get me off of the pony rides, and I kept going around and around, and they'd say, "Come on, Amber, we have to go now," and of course, being a 3-year-old, I put up quite the fight. And so they decided, okay, well, this seems to be a strong passion of hers, so they started getting me riding lessons at a young age. And I think from then on, at the point of 4 years old, I was hooked. And by 10, I was riding pretty regularly, and by 12, I had my own horse. So it's just sort of always been in my blood, I guess, and I can't imagine being on a better show, because this really encompasses everything that I've loved my whole life, including acting and animals.
Yeah, it's really melded those two passions pretty nicely, and being able to, exist in this world as this character for so many years. What's that like to grow with a character like Amy?
It's something very rare in this industry. Not a lot of series have the longevity that Heartland has had, and to be able to start a show as a young adult, I was 18 years old, and be able to grow with my character over the past 13 years. I mean, that's something that, like I said, it's so rare, but it's also such a gift, because you get to learn how to not only develop your own beliefs and morals, but bring those into a character, which not a lot of actors get the opportunity to do. So I think that has been a really great experience for me, because I can learn things in my own life and take those stories to the writers and say, maybe next year we can look at this journey for Amy. And so I think that that's something, like I said, it's really rewarding, and it's unique in this world.
It is. It's very special to be able to bring elements of your own life into what you're doing. And I understand that you kind of live a almost Heartland life now.
I really do, and I think that's what brings the realism into Heartland. I'm not just an actor that goes home to my apartment downtown and pets my cat on the head. I go home, I do chores, I'm forking hay to my horses, my cows. It's a very similar lifestyle to what my character lives. So I can bring those stories into the writing room, and then also just into my everyday acting experience on set. I can say, oh, when a horse does this, I should respond in this way, as opposed to being out of my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. And what I really love about Heartland too is that it's really a champion for strong female characters, for rural farmers who are women and working so hard. So tell me a little bit about how Heartland has really been a testament to strong women in the industry.
We have so many strong women that are attached to Heartland. And Heather Conkey, who is our showrunner, she has really tried so hard to make sure that we get to see women in a powerful and strong light, but also that nurturing and kind. And I think that's where my character has really grown throughout the years. We've seen her as an adolescent who was trying to figure out what she really wanted. And now, of course, she's a married mother, and being able to share those experiences with her daughter on screen too has really brought a whole new element of life to that character, and new experiences that the audience can grow with the character.
Yeah, and the growing audience is too a big thing, because you are now, of course at the beginning when you were younger and still growing yourself as the character, you're now a role model for those young women who are maybe trying to find their place. So what is that like?
It's really incredible, especially at events like we're at today, when I get to meet people and hear the stories. Because a lot of times you go to work and you do what you love, but you don't get that instant feedback. When I come to events like this, I'm able to meet with people and hear the stories of how Heartland has impacted their life. And that is something that is so just inspiring to hear. And I think too, a lot of the fans that I meet weren't even born when the show began, and that's such a crazy thing. I meet young teenagers all the time, and they say, yeah, I grew up with this show. I literally wasn't born when you started the first season, and this has been in my living room every year since. So that's something that's very special to a lot of people and longtime fans of the show as well.
So what do you hope that fans take away from meeting you and also from the show itself?
I think that Heartland is a very wholesome show, and there's not a whole lot of that out there right now. And I believe that it truly is a show that brings families closer together. And I think in a world that is so busy and technology based, and it seems like a lot of families are divided just because, someone will be in their bedroom with their iPad, another person on their computer, someone in the kitchen. And Heartland is one of those shows where everyone says, okay guys, come together in the living room. We want to sit down and watch this show together. And that's magic in itself.